This week, I went to the dentist to get my braces tightened. Yes, I have braces at the ripe young age. At 45 years old, I had got braces on. And as I was sitting in that chair of the dentist's office, gripping the handrails, he was tightening it. It was so much pain. And I was just like clenching my body and I was holding my breath. And then all of a sudden I had this thought and I said to myself, it's going to be worth it. Like in the end, Elana, just think it's going to be worth it. Imagine the tooth coming down is going to be worth it. And I dropped my shoulders and I took a deep breath and I calmed down and I felt so much less pain, really, which is just incredible. And it made me think of this week's Parshat Vaera. When Moshe comes to Bnei Israel, he comes to the people of the nation of Israel and he says to them, what's going to happen? Hashem's going to take us out. And it says that the people had kotzer ruach. What is this kotzer ruach? It's explained, it's a shortness of breath. It's when you're so burdened down by so many things and you just feel breathless, shortness of breath, that you can't see the future. If you do see a future, it's exactly the same dark bleakness as what you're in right now. They felt stuck, trapped. And then Moshe goes back to Hashem, and Hashem says to him, okay, go to Paro and tell him, set my Bnei Israel, my people, set them free. And Moshe says, no way, Jose. He says, if the people didn't listen to me, you think that Paro is going to listen to me? Not to mention the fact that I just got major speech impediment. I can't go. So what does Hashem say? He says, Moshe and Aaron, comes Aaron into the picture, and he says, go to Paro. Rashi, a French commentator about 1,000 years ago, says, what is this? All of a sudden now Aaron? Yes. It's because the moment when Moshe said, I have a speech impediment, I can't. So you know what? Hashem said, okay, you can't. Meaning, as it says in the Gemara, Masechet Makot, the path that a person wants to take themselves on, Hashem will lead you on that path. And I also think the thoughts that I want to be thinking, because whereas I can't control the fact that I think, I can control the fact what I'm thinking and what I do with my thoughts and how I'm directing my thoughts and what new thoughts come into my head. Those thoughts can also take me on the path. Those thoughts will also bring down that energy, and Hashem will just take me down that, bringing that energy along with me. When we have limiting, self-defeating thoughts, guess what happens? We're limited and we self-defeat. And when we have thoughts that enable us to expand, not that I know exactly what the future is, but the moment that I can dream, that I can pray, that I can ask, that I can imagine something different, I've just started to actualize the potential. Because all potential is there. Everything was created by God. That means the potential for A to happen is there, and also the potential for Z to happen. But the moment that I start to pray for it, the moment that I see it, I'm starting to actualize it. And we see that all the way going back to Bereshit, where on the third day, God created the potential for vegetation. And then it says on the third day it sprouted, but when does it talk about the sprouting of the vegetation? Not until after Adam Rishon, first man, was created. Because Rashi brings that when Adam Rishon was created, he could pray. And the moment that man can visualize, look up, and talk to God and say, I believe that this can happen. So what does God do? He puts you on the path where you want to go. He helps you on that path. With that, I'd love us just to tap into our bodies and start to think about actually all those things, or like, you know what, let's just pick one thing where you say to yourself, you know what, it's absolutely impossible. It's not going to happen. I feel stuck. There's no change. And I'd like you to take note of it. Where is that part of you in your mind, that thought, and your body? Close your eyes, think about it, and then take a deep breath. And as you exhale, just feel the sensation of your body relaxing more, each muscle getting released. And I'd like you to look at that part of your body that says, no, it's not going to happen, I'm stuck, I can't, it's a kotzer ruach, a shortness of breath, it's tightening, it's anxiety. And I'd like you, first of all, just to thank that part of that body, thank it, acknowledge it, say thank you for trying to protect me from the fear of disappointment, the fear of rejection, the fear of vulnerability. And then I'd like us to inhale the hope and the light and tapping into Hashem and knowing that anything's possible. And you exhale the darkness and the limiting and the impossible. With each inhalation, you can tell yourself that there is a future, and this future can be and will be, God willing, bright. And as you exhale all those limitations, the labels, the things that stop you, the things that impede you from even trying. You know, the studies show us that depression leads to hopelessness, but the studies show us that hopelessness leads to depression. And if there's one thing that we can learn from this Parsha, it's that the moment I start to think that there's no future, there really is no future. And the moment that I can tap into the future, then there is a future. Again, we take a deep breath, inhaling all the light and the hope and the faith, the emunah, the belief, the knowledge, the awareness that God can do everything. And as we exhale, we just exhale those limitations. Inhaling, tapping into awareness, and exhaling the disconnection of hopelessness. With that, one more deep breath. Shabbat Shalom.